Metallkraft is a relatively small business compared with the scope of industrial operations that we have. As a Norwegian company starting in Norway, we have a small factory there, but now we've expanded into Asia and we have operations in both China and Singapore. The kind of growth that we've experienced over the last 3 years as we've embarked on this industrial expansion has been a real challenge for us as a small to medium-sized organization. Combined with that, our industrial process itself is quite technically challenging and advanced. So we have also technical challenges in the area of manufacturing and manufacturing process that we have to cope with.
There is a lot of multinational companies that set up a regional hub in Singapore to reach out to their regional investment. They may have a problem in understanding the cultures and the business practices.
So of course, up until recently, we had a relatively small scope of operations that was just one factory in Norway. Now we've expanded across the globe and we have operations in 2 sites in Asia. And we've realized, of course, that with a larger scope of operations, we need to do something more than we had been doing. Up until now, we've been using traditional tools like Excel, paper tracking of our manufacturing process, and at a small scope level, that has been sufficient for us.
Customers basically are the process owner, and they know their business better than we know them. So it's for them to define the internal process clearly and to be able to communicate their internal process to our consultant, to our team, so that we can partner together to help them to implement their processes on time, on target.
So we saw that we needed something more than we had. We understood that it would be impossible to continue the kind of expansion that we've experienced and continue using manual tracking tools and manual systems. We realized, though, that we needed a solution that fit our business well, that was scoped properly for the kind of organization that we are, and that didn't require a very large program of implementation and a lot of customization. So for us, that was a key focus when we embarked on an evaluation process for ERP. So we saw in King D 2 things. First was that the solution, the K3 solution that they brought forward, was a good fit for our business need. It met the requirements that we had and was consistent with the kind of an ERP system from a usability and feature standpoint that we felt we needed for our business. And we felt that we could bring that solution live and implement it without a lot of customization. The second, and I think most important aspect for us, though, was through the interactions we had with King D during the evaluation process, and certainly this has proven to be the case now that we are live and have completed the implementation. We saw that King D was going to be a good partner for us, that they would invest the time and energy necessary to understand our business and to make sure that we got a solution that really met our needs and that really worked for us, and that's been the case for us.
Firstly, the SME should have defined very clear internal business processes. With that, they must be able to communicate with external consultants like us. What do they really require and the needs. The scope of works must be very clearly defined to avoid future projects delays and all that. So with the good communications, both teams can actually work together, control and manage along the line to ensure that the projects complete on time, on target.
So first of all, we had an excellent experience during both the evaluation phase and the implementation phase for the K3 solution. What we saw was that we needed to be focused on the scope of work that was necessary to meet the needs that we had as a business, and importantly, we needed to put the time and energy necessary to educate King D and describe to King D what our business needs are, and at the same time they needed to put the time and energy necessary to really understand our business, and we saw that they did that. So if I were to talk to other managers in small to medium enterprises about what I think is critical to the success of an ERP implementation, I think the first is really understand the scope of your need and do just that. Implement the solution that you need and don't allow the scope to expand beyond that. And I think the second is, and again, a very important, perhaps most important thing, is to find the right partner. The partner that is willing to invest that time and energy into understanding your business to make sure that you are successful in implementing the solution that you need.